Hi, this is Ed Hitchins from Energeticcity.ca. Recently, I was asked to speak at Black History Month, the inaugural Black History Month assembly at Dr. Kearney Middle School, talking about Black excellence and navigating the legacies. I was very humbled and very fortunate to be able to participate in this community event. I talked about different challenges I faced being of a minority and being of an advanced age, going to college. And I spoke to the kids about how no matter what you must do in life, you must never give up. You must keep striving toward your dreams. So here's a little clip.
Because you were too old, short, tall, or maybe even because you weren't like others. There are a variety of examples I could use throughout my life, but this one particular day happened in 2017. It was late morning. I had been sitting in my car at the parking lot at Humber College in Toronto for at least an hour. I had been late for my story meeting in my final year online journalism class, and with no story left to pitch, my professor looked at me and said, "You're not going to get full marks today. You're late to the meeting, go home." In essence, she was saying, "You can't." There I was in my car thinking about whether or not I still wanted to pursue this. I was 35 years old, and the 4 years I had been there had been like a roller coaster, interviewing important figures like Toronto Mayor John Tory, to sporting figures like former boxing champion Lennox Lewis. Her words stung. I thought if my heart was still in journalism, if her words were saying to me, "I can't," was it a combination of actual tardiness, age, race, or even all three? That day, in that car, staring blankly into my windshield, I vowed that I was going to prove that professor wrong. I sat on a timetable, I watched late night news and documentaries on a daily basis, and I even started to wake up early and head to the journalism labs before anyone, professors included, arrived. By the end of that semester, my professor was to have remarked that people may be better skill-wise than you, but nobody works harder than you. I suppose that half compliment was all I was going to get, but it went as a win. Born in 1981, and I'm sure that seemed ancient to a lot of you students, my parents left Jamaica amidst political turmoil and gun violence to give their children a better life. They were always stressed that we were Canadian and to embrace Canadian culture growing up. We liked rock music, we watched ice hockey, we spoke both English and French. But because of my parents' funny accents, kids often teased me. I was so detached from school. I can even recall my classmate one time trying to tell me how to speak black, even though when his only references were tapes by the rap group NWA. I can even remember another time when I introduced my friend to a Jamaican beef patty, and he was to have remarked, "Well, this tastes like a very funny cornmeal pizza pop." It was because of these things that I failed to get through high school. Dropping out, I received a GED diploma a few years later. I was almost 30 when I decided to give college a try. 6 years later, I received my diploma from Humber College in 2018. Canada is diverse, and journalism is no different than any other chosen career, but if you aren't of the majority, you have to work harder to prove yourself even more. Like that college professor once told me, to appreciate a sculpture, see around the sculpture. From pitching a potential story to researching and interviewing subjects, you gain an appreciation for the other side of the coin, almost empathizing with certain parties, in particular cases due to my background. I can recall in 2019 when a mentally ill man was shot in the apartment building which I lived in a misunderstanding with police. The reporters that were assigned were of not minority descent, trying to frame that the man was simply just disturbed. It took me watching from the sidelines to point this out, to make them frame better questions, to get both sides of the coin, to teach the audience that there was a family who was grieving, not just officers getting their man. I have won the Sunday Junkie feedback contest from MMAJunkie.com, a UFC MMA-centric fight news website, and was interviewed on their daily podcast in 2010. I've also been nominated for the BC Community Newspaper Association's Mom Murray Award for Best Sports Writing in 2023 for my work with the Campbell River Mirror. These accomplishments certainly stand out for me. I can compare my family's journey here to that of Rosemary Brown, who left Jamaica for Canada and became the first black woman elected in the House of Commons, or my own to Michael Jordan, one whose countless successes being a billionaire owner of a basketball team is highlighted by failure, including being cut from his own high school basketball team. It's because of my endless failures why I am driven to succeed. And being black in the 21st century, having had countless relatives in my family, from award-winning authors to Ivy League educated scholars, it helps me know that my achievements stand out and are unique to me. Having been the Indigenous Voices reporter in Fort St. John for a little over a month, I know being a minority certainly is helpful. I can relate to the struggle of Indigenous people. Allow me to leave you with words from the great poet Maya Angelou. In life, you may encounter many defeats, but you yourself must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so that you know who you are, what you can rise from, and you can still come out of it. Thank you once again to the staff of Dr. Kearney School and Mrs. Baker Watson for allowing me to speak today. Thank you very much.